Hey, what's up, guys? It's your girl, Brittany Amira, and today we're filming the very first episode of Girls Talk Heavy 2. And today we will have two special guests that will be speaking about their life in music and how it's impacted them so far. So before we get into the episode, we have to pray and do our scripture. So, dear Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us here today. I pray that you enter this room with us, Lord Jesus, and I pray that you guide us through this conversation. I pray that you cover us, and I pray that we will have a great conversation. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen.
So, the scripture for today is Psalms 100, verse 5. For the Lord is good, and his love endures forever. His faithfulness continues through all generation. So basically, that scripture is saying like God loves us no matter what, and his love is everlasting, and it will go on forever and forever, even if we die. You know, the basics. So on today's show, we have Miss Shanelle Kyla.
Hi.
And we have Miss Kim Domage.
Hello.
So they are both music artists dabbling in different genres. So today we're going to talk about the music they write and how it inspires others, how it influences the music culture, and how they got their start in music. So you could go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, my name is Shanelle Kyla. I'm 23 years old. I reside in Long Island, New York. I've been making music for now, I would say maybe 2.5 years or a year and a half, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Kim.
All right. Hey, guys. My name is Kim Domage. I am 25 years old. I also reside in Long Island, New York. And I just started recently creating my own music, but I've been singing for a pretty long time. So, yeah.
Okay. So, like, how did you guys get your start in music? Like, what made you decide to, like, put your foot in that door and start doing what you're doing?
I've been singing since I was a little girl at church. That's where I first started singing. And around like 2021, I decided to take music a little bit more seriously. And I was approached by a really, really great producer named Luca, who helped me make my dream a reality. So I just felt like I wanted to share my passion with the world. That's really it.
That's nice. Shout out to Luca.
Shout out to
He makes
Luca.
some great music. Love you, Luca. Go ahead, Kim.
So I recently just started writing music. I want to say 2022. But before that, I do this thing where I'd record maybe 30 seconds of a song and then I delete it. Right? So I've been writing music for a while, right? Record, delete, and then I actually decided, you know what, enough is enough. Clearly, I have a song, so why not record it? And then I also met Luca, Jermaine, Shamar, and then they introduced me to some music, and they were like, we can get this music thing up and rolling, but you just got to take it seriously. So I had to really put the delete thing on the side for a while, and then I actually started taking music seriously, like Shamar said. Yeah.
So, like, is it like... You said you wanted to take it seriously, so it's like the joking was over. You were locked in,
no
tunnel
more playing
vision
around.
type stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what's your opinion on like the new school music? Like, do you feel like it influences you, or do you want to go in like your own lane type stuff?
I have some favorites that I listen to, so I would say they do influence me in a way. I've just recently started listening to more like Christian R&B because I've been recently listening to that more, and I think it is inspiring me because I've never heard a sound like that before, and I just love that they're able to merge two different sounds, and they still have one, topic, which is they're talking about God, which is what I love. So yeah,
that's kind of like I agree with you because it's like I would say the old school generation of music is not like more tapped in with our generation. It's like, they're more about the spirits type stuff. And this generation is kind of like, we can't relate to it because it's not, because our type of music is more like in tune with our feelings
Right.
and how we move in life and how it affects us. So yeah.
I don't know. It's very different.
Yeah.
It is really different.
So what's your opinion, Kim?
It's a little controversial. I actually don't like today's music, honestly. I think it comes from a place of, I guess, just fame. I don't know. I like music that really has a meaning. So I've recently started listening to this guy. He's not a gospel artist, but he creates inspirational music. His name is Goldford. He just wrote a song called Orange Blossoms, and I don't know. I can't stop listening to it. But it's about actually enjoying the moment that you're in. And he was talking about like there's orange blossoms in the air right now. So, you know, it only is going to be there for a couple of seconds. So while it's there, instead of taking out your phone and recording it, like enjoy being in the moment. You could take that, I guess, however you want. It can be related to so many different things. So I was like, I like music like that because it really stuck with me. Music nowadays is kind of like, it's all starting to sound the same.
That's true.
Agreed.
And it's just like about the same things over and over again. And no one's being original. So
yeah.
But some of it I still listen to. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it's kind of like, for me, it's kind of like hard to like as of lately, it's kind of like gotten hard for me to like listen to like the secular music.
Yeah.
So like it's every day, like I'll just turn on my gospel playlist, like, but it's like to the point where I have to start adding new stuff because I'm tired of listening to like the old stuff every single time. So, you know, how do you want since we're talking about influence on music in the culture, like how would you want your music to influence others in the culture?
I just want to be a source of, if to use the word inspiration to others, whether you're going through something and you need some guidance, maybe my music can help you in that way or bring you some sense of clarity to your whatever situation you're in, or just to uplift you. Like if you're, you know what I mean? I just want you to feel good. That's really it. Yeah. That's about it.
Yeah, it's pretty much
the same thing.
The same thing. Yeah.
So I do understand where you guys are coming from. So like based on what you're saying, like you want your music to influence people based on your feelings. You just want them to be able to connect with you based off what you're feeling, or...
Well, it might not connect with everyone, but whoever that person's for, I just hope it reaches them. That's about it.
Yeah.
So do you guys have like, since we're talking about gospel music, do you want to have a set music in like a gospel music, or do you want to dabble in different areas? Kim, do you want to only make gospel music, or do you want to be in other genres?
That's an interesting question, Shanelle. I may stick with the gospel, but more so if I do dabble outside of it, it'd be more inspirational.
Yeah.
It wouldn't go into like the R&B nowadays. It'd be more so if I'm inspiring someone, it'd be out of a difficult trauma, something that they've been through to kind of, I guess, help them, right, to connect to them. That is the only reason I think I'll go outside of gospel, because the purpose of music is to uplift, right? So I wouldn't want to make music for any other reason. But I think due to the fact that I'm also involved in ministry, like I wouldn't go outside of Christianity, because that's kind of just what I do. So
I kind of agree. I agree with what you guys are saying. Because you know, like once you're in gospel music and then you step outside the music, you know, everybody starts looking at you different. Like, oh, did she lose her connection with God? Like, is this something new she's doing? Like, is she, you know, and then it's like the older generation, they wouldn't understand, because it's not like the younger generation, they're not connected with the old, and it's kind of like hard to draw like the younger generation in to like you know, Christianity, because they're so used to the secular music and stuff. So do you feel like what you're creating now will like appeal to the older generation, or like...
You want to go first?
Sure, I'll go. I mean, I'll give you an example. I let my grandma hear my music, right? Sometimes, and she's around 70, 73. Sometimes she's quiet for a while, right? And then she goes, it's good, it's different. So I feel like they're just so, the older generation, they're stuck in their way. So like even if you introduce something to them, they might not like it at first, but I don't think that should be a discouraging factor. Like make music, just make your music, put it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think.
So you just gotta honestly, you just gotta start somewhere.
Yeah. Start.
That's basically what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right, Kim.
I know the older generation does not like my music. Especially the song I just came out with, I Love You For You. I let my parents listen to it and they kind of were just like, where's the bridge? Where's the chorus?
No,
I'm just like, it's not that kind of song.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I guess when I wrote it, I wasn't trying to, well, at first I was writing it for the appeal of other people.
Yeah.
But then when you kind of try to do that, you kind of lose the essence of the original part of the song.
Yeah.
So then when you're trying to please everybody else, it's like, this is not the song I was trying to come out with. So I try my best to stick to my plan and what, like, the vision I had for the song. And then when I showed it to a couple of older people, they were just like, you know, a few of them who are not all the way up there in age was like, oh, this is a beautiful song. Like, I get the meaning. I understand this is pretty. And some of them were just like,
yeah.
what are you talking about?
Yeah, it's
and I was just like, you're not paying attention.
Yeah, it's like I get what you're where you're coming from, and like when I first heard "I Love You For You," I really liked it like a lot because it's like you have to listen to the lyrics or read the lyrics to understand. Like I remember like listening to the song, and it's like I was in like a daze because like I understood every single word you were saying. Like,
oh, wow.
Because it like really touched me. So
that's good to know.
So what like inspired you to write "I Love You For You"?
Oh, wow. So actually, when I first wrote "I Love You For You," it was like 3:00 in the morning, and I was like doing like, that's when I was like in my prime in college. So you know, you're staying up 3:00, you're typing, you're struggling, you're having a mental breakdown. Yes. Oh my gosh, right? So I put on, someone told me that I should play, I guess, worship instrumentals. So then I put on a guitar instrumental, and then I just started singing. And then it just kind of came to me, the chorus, "I love you for you." And then I was just like, all right, I don't know what to do with this. So I left it there for 2 years. I let it sit. And then eventually 2 years later, I got like the official meaning because I was having a moment in my life where I was trying to figure out who I was. And I was a people pleaser badly. Like I was like, I got to do what makes this person happy. I got to do what makes this person. But I was so miserable at the time. It was very traumatizing. So then when I got to the point where like God, he gave me the lyrics and then I was like, God, I don't even know what the song was about. I didn't even know what I was writing. I was just writing it and then he gave me the meaning, was like, you don't have to be more because you are already so much more. Like I created you in my image. You're already more than you think you know. And I love you for you. And then I started writing the words and I was just like, wow, this is deep. And then that's what made me want to write music because then I let one of my friends, like one of my old friends from high school, listen to the song before we released it. And they were just like, is this about your boyfriend? And I was like, no, it's not. I promise you it's not. And then, but if you're really like, I guess, tuned in and you really sit down and take the time like you did to listen to the song and actually understand what it's saying, like it's really inspiring because you don't know what people are going through. People are struggling with their identity nowadays for sure. Definitely. So it's like, I think the song really can help people understand like you're already who you are for a reason and he loves you for who you are. You don't have to change. You know, so that's what kind of inspired me to write. So I'm hoping to write more music like that. Stay tuned, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But
I'll be waiting because you know I like music. I like to be tapped into the music. So like you did say like it losing your you didn't say losing your identity. You said you were finding yourself. I feel like that's where I connected with it basically because you know there was a season like where I didn't know who I was. Still figuring that out. I was also a people pleaser. Like I would do stuff to like the T. Like the T. I would always say yes, never say no. Like as of like, I would say last year is like when I started like doing stuff for myself. Like thinking about myself mentally. Like I have to lock in. It's only for me, like the best for me. Like I always can't be out there trying to please someone else. Like I have to do it for me. So basically, so that's where I connected with the song. And I feel like it's a really great song.
Thank you.
Even, you know, the older generation will say like, oh, she's not talking about God because she doesn't say anything about God. She doesn't mention his name not once. I'm like, yeah, but you just have to understand, like,
He actually told me not to. Well, it wasn't like he was standing next to me, obviously, but he intentionally told me not to say his name because I think we like people. From what I'm understanding so far, and what he kind of been trying to be in the word more, we kind of overemphasize God a little too much. Like obviously, like he is Alpha and Omega, but it's like you don't have to put God in every sentence. Like if people are tuned in, they know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
So he was like, those people who are really tuned in and people who are obviously meant to receive the song, they'll get it. Everyone else is just going to be like, oh, it's pretty, but it's not going to really click for them.
Yeah.
So people who are listening to it, they were just kind of like, I'm not sure who you're talking about, but people who really needed the song, they got it.
Yep.
I was just like, it was a very mysterious kind of song. And I was like, I like the fact that people don't know who the song's
who it's about. Like,
right.
But you know.
I know.
If they tap in, they'll know. So like, Shanelle, what inspired you to write All For Me?
It was really a moment in my shower. Usually I write my songs in the shower. I like to sing in the shower. So it was, I was just thanking God, first and foremost, just thanking God for everything that he's done for me in my life, whether it's school, whether it's just protecting me and just keeping me safe. I was just so thankful. So it's really just a song of thankfulness to God, because I was just in a space where I was reminiscing on my past. I used to be so depressed. Like I was very depressed. Around like what year was that? Like 2016 to 2017, depression had me like bound and it was really bad. So when I was just thanking God, I was going back to that moment. I'm like, God, you did this all for me. You brought me out of that. You helped me. You helped my family. Like you've protected me. Everything you've done for me. I wanted to say God's name because I was just in thankfulness and adoration to God. So it was really just from that moment of just thankfulness and gratitude to God. That's really it.
Oh, that's deep.
It is. That's really deep. Like you said, you were thankful for a lot of things. I also connected with you on that part to many things because, you know, like everyone doesn't know your story.
Yeah.
So you putting out that song, it's like a testament to everyone that has something they're going through. They made it through. They don't want to share their whole story, but the song like basically
just covers
everything in that area.
Yeah.
So like being thankful, like, what are you guys like thankful for mostly like right now, like in this moment of life?
I like that question. I'm thankful. First and foremost, I will be graduating finally from college. It's been a long journey.
Go, girl.
I changed my major like 3 times. Yeah, very indecisive.
Like
but we got through it, so I'm thankful for that. I'm just thankful that also, I wanted to say this, that I met you all, honestly. I really am. I prayed to God that I would meet like godly friends and people who were trying to live for God. And then this happened. So that's nice. Another thing I'm thankful for. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, well, shout out to all the graduates of 2024, you know.
Right, you did it.
Yeah, y'all did it. And I'm proud. All right, Kim. All right, Kim. What are you most thankful for?
What am I most thankful for? There's a lot to be thankful for. There's so much. But specifically in the season that I'm in right now, I'm thankful that God is my backbone. Honestly, because in the season I'm in, if it wasn't for him, honestly, people say that a lot, you know, at church. They'll be like, if it wasn't for God. But honestly, like I actually... You know when you're like watching TV and like, or you're at church and you don't understand why people are crying and falling on the floor. And now like at 25, like I'm in a season where I get it now.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, I understand why you fell over that Sunday. Like it was just, you just could not help but do what you have to do. And I'm in a season where I'm just grateful because, you know, me trying to do what's best for myself and be a little selfish, I've learned that it's okay to be the villain.
Yeah,
in some people's stories. And I was always afraid of being the bad guy. I was like, what if this person doesn't like me? What they're gonna say this about me? And I learned like at this point, I'm gonna do what I want for them, and they're gonna be happy. Everyone's sleeping in their bed at night, chilling. I'm up crying 3:00 in the morning. I'm like, it's not worth it. So I'm at the season I'm in right now. You know, I'm grateful that he is my backbone right now because that's the only reason why I'm able to push on this far. Yeah, so. Grateful for God. He's doing great things up there for me.
For sure.
Yeah.
So since we're already talking about God and church, the whole shebang, So like growing up in church, you know, you always see the people fall out. you don't you don't know what's going on. Like you just looking around, you're like, oh my God, like what
is wrong with you?
Yeah, like why you on the floor? Why you crying?
Was it ever that serious?
Like,
yes.
Say yes.
It's like you're still, bro. We're still. I don't want to say I'm still, but I don't know. I would say I'm still. I don't know if you guys have figured it out yet for yourself, but I'm still in that area where I'm trying to figure out like, figuring out God for me. Like, did you guys like figure him out for you, or like you're still working on that part for yourself?
Brittany, these deep questions. Yeah.
I wasn't prepared.
Still trying to figure him out. I've been currently trying to read the word more. I'm not gonna lie, it's difficult. It is, because there's so many versions, and if you're not careful, if you listen to too many people, you'll be blindsided. You have to really take the time to understand it for yourself. And I think that's what I'm trying to do in this season, is really try to understand him for myself and not use other people's testimonies to give him thanks.
Yeah.
Because I think for a while, like when you're younger, it's hard for you to really understand because you don't have your own testimony.
Yeah.
But then as the older you get and you go through some things and you have your own trauma, you start to understand like, all right, I got my own reason to, give him thanks. So I'm still trying to figure him out, but he remains the same and he's consistent. So I guess I have the rest of my life as long as I live to figure that out.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Because like you grew up in church, it's the foundation.
Right.
But you have to figure it out for yourself. Like your parents can't figure it out.
Nope, they
Your
can.
pastor can't figure it out. You got to figure it out, because what they went through is not what you went through, because they know him through their experiences. Yeah, so
that's true. I feel the same way. I also have been trying to read my Bible more, but there's always seems to be a distraction, right? When I'm about to open my Bible, I get a notification, or I'm like, this thought comes in my head, I have to do that. It's just like fighting that, like, whatever that is. You want to call it a spirit, you want to call it whatever, but the distraction, I've been trying to just lean on God and actually read his word, because like you said, we cannot rely on our parents. They laid the foundation for us, but we have to know God for ourselves. So I'm trying to learn him for myself as well.
Yeah. And I feel like it's gonna be like a process. Like it's gonna be a long process. I don't want to say a long process, but it's gonna be a process where you have to endure, like, for yourself. Like you have to figure out every step of the way. And like when like you guys could like put that in your music basically, and that will like help people like come to God basically. So like, speaking of music, we are all a part of the illustrious group Crossover Record. So how do you guys feel about being a part of Crossover, like, since it started?
I'm really appreciative, like I said, because me as a person, I'm just really independent. I like to do things by myself. I always just want to do by myself. So as I've grown, I've just realized it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to have people there with you, like around you, surrounding you, helping you, and all that. So I'm just glad that I'm a part of this group and a part of this family. So it was just hard, relinquishing some control.
But it's like, it's good to like not be bound to like, a record label where they control every single aspect of who you are, like your image, what you release, what your songs talk about, how you dress, like everything. So it's like you get the freedom to be who you are with your music, with your image, with what you wear, with what you say,
right,
and how you present yourself like to the world with social media as well. Kim, how do you feel?
Honestly, I love being a part of Crossover. This is my first, outside of my church, obviously, right? My first thing involving music outside of my church. I remember the first day they asked me to be a part of it. I was just like, why? Like, there's so many other people.
Mhm.
But then I was just like, for a while I was running from music. Like even at church, I was like telling my minister, I was just like, yeah, you can use somebody else's Sunday. Like I'll take a break. And he was just like, no. So then I decided to stop running from music, and I decided, you know what? Clearly I have a voice and I could sing, so why not use it? So this group is amazing. Honestly, I will say that because one, we're young, right? We're not restricting ourselves to the Christian society, because it's like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do that. I'm like, I can still glorify God and be cool, like,
Right.
right. I don't have to be boring and old. Sorry to the old people, but I don't have to be, like stuck in my ways. Like I can be free, obviously with some restrictions because we are Christians. And on top of that, like the group, it definitely pushed me to be a better person, because when I first started doing music, I had to hear myself in the studio for the first time.
Yeah, right.
Well, not the first time, because I've done it like a couple years ago before crossover, but it was like my official, like going in there and I'm like, oh, I have to like write a song and people are going to hear me sing. And I was just like,
it's kind of like imposter syndrome.
Right. And I was just like, I tried so hard to run like Jermaine and Shamar. And I was just like, that's how I sound. They was like, stay in the mic. It's all right. And I was just like, you sure I got to stay in the mic? Like, I really don't want to stay. I sound ridiculous, but it kind of forced me to accept how I sound, because I'm like, people hear me sing every Sunday. I'm like, by now I should be used to it, but you'll never get used to it.
Yeah, you never.
So I'm just like, it kind of helped me step into myself as a person. And then when I released my first song, I Love You For You, hearing people's feedback kind of was just like, yeah, if it wasn't for crossover, like this wouldn't have happened.
It would still be in the book.
It would still be in the book, probably being deleted by now. So I was just
30
like,
seconds.
Right. Exactly. So I was like, I'm really grateful for the group. And it's not even just a group. It's like we're a family. We're a family of like young people who are making music and content and trying to serve God. And I think it's really cool because a lot of young people think they want to do the same thing. And it's just like, you can. We did it.
Yeah.
So I love the group. It's amazing. It's a really good group.
Yeah. Piggybacking off when you said like, you didn't, like you had the imposter syndrome type stuff. Like it's kind of like the same thing with me. Like, I don't know if you guys know. I think they know. I think so, but I don't know. I do sing in church, but it's like
I know that.
I do sing in church. I dance in church, but I'm retired from dancing. I'm
okay.
retired.
Got you.
They always joke about it. So I'm retired. I'm retired. But like, my apostle, shout out to my apostle, Apostle Everett. I love you. He's been like one of the rocks in like, for me, like he likes to push me to like use my voice, because I don't like, I don't know if it's like for all singers, but it's like I'm still trying to like grow into my voice.
Yeah.
Decide if I want to do music, but it's like I don't know yet for sure. So it's like it's gonna take me a while to step into that, but I have to figure it out for myself. So it's not like
that's rough.
Yeah. So it's like I'm in that point of my life where I have to figure it out for me. Like if I want to take that step to do the music. Yeah.
I don't know.
So I am a Kim.
She's a Kim.
Record for 30 seconds, then delete
it.
Delete it.
Man, the amount of songs we probably would have with the amount of times we deleted.
And you probably had some good stuff too.
I probably did.
Probably did.
I still do it to this day. I was like, it takes me a little bit longer to delete it. I just be like, all right, 5 more minutes.
5 more minutes. So like, how do you guys feel about like the woman in the culture of music? Like, what do you guys think you would fall in like with the culture of women's music?
Women's music. Interesting.
Like fall in, like what do you mean?
Like category wise?
Well, category wise, like who inspired you for your sound? Like, yeah, like how would you fall into that, or like where would you want to be, or who inspired you to start like in terms of music?
It's a whole mixture.
Yeah.
I
listen to a lot of different genres, but like maybe initially, I feel bad for saying Summer Walker. I love Summer Walker.
I feel bad for saying.
I really do love Summer Walker. She's she has a lot going on, but I do love her sound. But now, I would say now, I listen to a lot of Madison Ryan Ward. I love Madison
her.
Ryan Ward. Cleo Soul. She had just recently put out 2 albums that are gospel inspired, but she didn't always say, like Kim said, God's name, but you know. Like, if you're tapped in, you know.
Yeah, tapped in, man.
So right now, I'm really in between those. And then there's this other girl. I think her name is Eris Ford or Aaron Ford. It's her and her brother. They're like a duo. She's very good too. So I've been listening to them. They're great women.
I've never
They
heard
make good
of
music.
her, though.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
but I'm gonna look her up now.
Check her out.
Right.
Check her out after this.
Who inspired me? Madison, I've recently also been listening to her. I think my sound kind of is similar also. I think both of our sounds are similar to Madison. I love Jacqueline Carr. I'm sorry. Jacqueline.
She's really churchy.
I went
very churchy.
Me and some of my church friends and my sister, we went to the concert with Erica Campbell, Israel Hart, and Jonathan McReynolds. It was fire. Oh my goodness. It was good. But I feel like what I saw there was a lot of performing. Even with Tasha Cobbs, like that girl could sing.
Yeah.
But Jacqueline, oh my goodness. I tell you, Jacqueline was bringing down the house. And I was just like, there's just something about Jacqueline. Like she, you could tell. And then she recently came out with a documentary about her life. And you could see that she clearly came out of something. And that's why she sings the way she sings. And I'm like, I want to be able to inspire and sing like that to the point where like people leave the room like, dang, like I can do this. I actually had a dream. I never told anyone, not even in here. But I had a dream that, well, actually, I had 2. I had a dream that I was kidnapped.
Oh, geez.
Let's just. I gotta finish. You gotta finish. You gotta finish. No, it gets really deep though. I woke up crying. It gets really deep. I had a dream that I was actually kidnapped, right? And I don't remember the details, but I sang and he let me go. And then I had another dream that someone was suicidal. I sang and they stopped. So I was like, when I hear Jacqueline sing, that's the vibe that I get. That she can take someone out of their deepest depression from just ministering. So I'm like, she is one of. I don't idolize her, but it's like if I can get to the point where I could sing the way Jacqueline sings, nobody's telling me anything. I also been listening to Jessica Reedy.
I love her.
There's something about the depth of her voice. I don't know because everyone likes to sing in glory up there with like, but I can't sing that high for some reason. Like my voice has gotten a lot deeper as I got older. I'm having a Beyonce syndrome, right? The older you get, the deeper your voice gets. So like, but Jessica Reedy, she doesn't sing up there, but for some reason there's some power in like her deep depth in her voice. And I'm like, she's also very inspiring for me. A collection of artists, but I also like groups. I've been listening to the Williams Singers for some reason. This old school Britney's face is like, I don't know
who the people are.
It's a really old school group. It's the Williams Singers, and they hype songs, slow songs, churchy songs, fast songs. They just have a plethora of music, but I love all of it. So if I keep going, I'd be here all day. So I'm just gonna stop now.
All right,
but
that's enough. No more. But like inspiration on the music, like you said, Jessica Reedy. I love Jessica Reedy. She like better like that is
deep
song. Like I remember like growing up like in church, we had to like do it. Well, not our group. The dance group that we're a part of is called Saga 3. So I had heard this song one time, and then I think my sister showed it to me. And then we had brought it to the group, and they were like, "Oh my god, like this is a great song, like crazy." And then like they gave my sister like the opportunity to like make the dance to the song.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, when she did the song, like people were like literally on the floor, crying. Like she almost, once the spirit catch you, it catch you. She was about to be on the floor. So it's like some of the old. I want to say she's old school, but it's like. Because the old school music, the old school gospel music, I would say, like some of the new generation, they're like just now hearing it. So it's like new to them. But it's like, we're in music. So we like listen to almost everything.
Exactly.
Like, so like once you start listening and like paying attention to like what the words are saying, like you'll
Mhm.
connect like instantly,
Yeah.
and you'll get that feeling like, yeah, like this song is what I'm feeling like right now.
Right.
Also, like, what kind of, besides gospel
Mm-hmm.
and R&B, like, do you guys like classical stuff? Because I love classical music.
Classical. Give an example of
Like the violins, the whole symphony type stuff.
I used to, but only because I played band. So
Oh.
when I was doing band in middle school and high school, we would listen to that a lot. I did like it. I stopped after I graduated high school, but maybe I should start listening to that again. 'Cause it's peaceful.
It does.
It's a different
like,
vibe.
it is a different vibe. Like, I used to listen to it like when studying. Like,
Okay. Yes.
It's no words, but like it'll help you
does
like
help.
keep going. Like, oh, you probably won't fall asleep.
Oh,
Maybe.
good.
Say
Okay.
Beethoven.
You gotta listen to the stuff like with the hardcore violin.
Hardcore violin.
Like, the viola,
Oh, wow, I gotta-
the
Sounds interesting.
everything. Like I kind of like tapped into like classical music like when I don't know, you guys don't know that I didn't grow up here.
No.
Yeah, I moved here in like 7th grade.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I used to live in Minnesota, and I had a cousin.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
Minnesota.
yeah.
I can finally say I know somebody from Minnesota.
I've never been able to say that either. So
I love that.
Good to know.
Yeah,
That's
like
cool.
my family, like some of my family lives in Minnesota, and like before I went to Minnesota, I used to live in Jamaica.
Mhm.
So when I moved
Oh,
to
wow.
Minnesota, I moved there with my aunt. Shout out to my aunt. She and my cousin. My cousin has a son, and he plays the violin.
Mhm.
So like growing up, we would always go to like his recitals.
Oh,
He was in
wow.
like the symphony, the whole.
Ooh.
Also,
whole
then
shebang,
you grew to
like-
like it after that.
Yeah, I grew to like love it, like a real love for classical music.
Yeah.
So like yeah, that's like where I got my start. I would say where I got my start in like music.
Mhm.
Like growing up in Minnesota, like I was in the choir practice,
Oh wow.
going to practices that wasn't even my practice. I played the trumpet. I played the trombone.
Me
Ooh,
I
I
played-
love that. Do you still
I-
know how to play? Do you?
So it was
Come
a-
on,
it
pick
was
it
a-
back up.
It was a season.
It was a
man.
season.
I used to
though.
play the trumpet too, but that was middle school. That was like
Yeah.
3 years.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Yeah.
and I tried to dabble in the keys a little bit. But I was like,
I did too, YouTube, but you know,
Mhm.
that only lasts for so long.
yeah, the keys wasn't for me.
I be trying, but it doesn't work. I be thinking I have a good ear. During rehearsal, I'm like, "Oh, that's C." He's like, "No, it's not." I'm like, "Okay, maybe let me stop. Let me not.
It's not for me.
I'll leave that for y'all."
So like based on like the growing up in music, the growing up in church, like do you guys like have like a funny story like while growing
gotta
up in
think.
church?
Like a
Funny?
musical funny story?
It don't gotta be musical.
or just a funny
It just could
story
be a funny story. I could go
of growing
first
up in church.
Yeah, go ahead.
because I got a whole
Oh wow.
a whole
Brittany,
shebang.
you tell. Whoa.
Let us know.
So like I remember like it was like a youth Sunday, like I don't know if at your church like on youth Sundays you guys sit like in the front.
Oh yeah, sure.
So like we sat in the front. I remember it was me, my sister, my friend Chanel. And we sitting in the front of the church, and like one of the pastors, he goes up there, and I think they were like high in spirit at this time. And he goes up there, the youth pastor, and he tries to sing.
Ooh.
He
Oh, I
tries
got a
to
story now.
sing.
Go ahead.
I just remembered when she said that I remembered my story. I was like, wait.
He started to sing. When I said we all busted out laughing, like
no.
right in the middle of the
Get in
thing.
trouble?
Bro, he was like,
Yeah.
I don't know what y'all laughing about. I don't know why y'all laughing.
No.
This is serious. This is serious. Like, y'all shouldn't be laughing. I was like,
you sound crazy.
well, you can't hear yourself, so we gonna laugh for you.
No way.
So it's like, growing up in church, you have those moments, like, then you realize, like, oh, that's not funny, but it
That's
was
not
funny.
Nah, it was.
It was funny. And I remember forever, like, forever. So that's one of my funny
I
stories.
love that. A story that I have. So before the pandemic, you know how we would have Friday night service. At least in my church we did. So one Friday night, there's testimony time. Okay. So one of the members who had just started coming decided he wanted to make up a song on the spot, or he had that song already made. I don't really remember, but the song goes, a building, dun, 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 in progress, dun, 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 the Lord is, dun, 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 dun. Yes, this is what he's saying. Working on me, and 1, working on me, and 2. But so we were, and then my brother's playing the drums. He's just like, oh, okay, like we're just going with it. But it was hilarious. But you can't laugh. He's giving his testimony, so we were going with him, encouraging him. But it was hilarious. People it's like, where did you come up with that?
Yeah.
He was feeling
it,
right in the song.
He did all that. Yeah.
No way.
His own percussion.
Embarrassing moment. It was more so a more humiliating and embarrassing moment than a funny one for me at the time. But now I look back, I'm like, dang, that was kind of funny. We used to have, before COVID happened, our Tuesday night services at my church, right? And then we invited a very special guest. I will not say the name of the person on the podcast. And, she was preaching, and I'm like, all right. So I went to go sit on the balcony with my friend. And I'm like, mind you, we weren't even talking. I think we were just asked her a question. I was like, yo, are you staying the whole night? Because I'm about to leave. And I don't know, like from the pulpit area, when you look up at the balcony, you can't really see who's sitting in the corner. But I don't know how she saw us. And she called us out in front of the whole church in the mic. And she was just like, you two up there, why are you talking? I froze, like, when you're like nervous and your heart beats really fast?
Yeah.
Like I felt like I was gonna choke because I was just like, is she talking to me?
Right.
Is she talking to me? I'm like, no way. So then after, she's just like, yeah, we're in church. You two are just up there talking in the middle of the service. And I was just like, so I'm like I go hide in the corner of the balcony because I'm just like, everybody come down the stairs like, oh, is you she was talking to? Is you? That's what happens when you go to church and you play around. I was like, I wasn't. I promise you. I was just asking. It was like, and everybody was sitting there dying, laughing. They were just like, look at you. You got embarrassed, huh? I was like, guys, this is not funny. And my parents used that for a whole month. I was like, when the preachers like to use stuff and turn it into a sermon, they're talking to their friends and they're like, yeah, and last week, Kim got embarrassed in church. And I'm just sitting there looking at them like, you're not letting this go, are you? Yeah, so that happened. Up to that moment, I have not sat on the balcony.
I'm scared of the balcony now.
I sit right in the front and I talk. I'm like, at least I can see me up here.
Nah,
but
for real.
Church is something.
They definitely, when you were younger, they definitely try to get you to feel like you're in trouble. But then you look back at it, it's like, nah, you guys were just hilarious.
Y'all are funny.
I was being a kid and y'all are hilarious.
Yeah.
But like, speaking of church, and relations to church, do you guys feel like, not church, but like in terms of, church and family, they all want you to find love at a young age.
Interesting. Here we go.
They want you to find love at a young age. They want you to be married by like 20 so you can have a whole house load of kids that they could come to church. So what do you guys feel about being married young? Do you feel like
it's a little weird because we're women, so our perspective is very different from.
Don't make it long. Short and sweet. Short and sweet.
No, I was just saying.
Short and sweet. Short and sweet.
Short and sweet. 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, cool. Love. Being married at a young age, I think there's nothing wrong with it. Because I know a few people who are married young, but I feel like if that's not what you want to do, then it's just not what you... Get married when you want to get married. I've been pressured to get married. I've been also pressured to wait. I've been pressured to finish school. It's just, everyone's going to have an opinion.
Yeah.
Just do what's best for you. So I'm choosing to go to school, finish school, and then I'm going to see what the Lord takes me from there. Yep.
Okay.
I agree.
Short and sweet.
Nice, short and sweet.
I like it.
No, I agree with Kim. Like, everyone has their own opinions, but if you feel like it's not your time or that's not what God is calling you to do, then wait, and just wait with the purpose, though. So I feel like I do believe in dating to marry. I don't think you should just be, especially at like once you hit your 20s, like why are we playing around? No, you should be dating to marry. So if it's your time, go ahead, do it. I'm all for that. But if you feel like God is telling you to wait, just wait.
I agree.
Yeah.
You also gotta wait for the right person.
The right person. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You always gotta make sure it's the right person, because marriage is forever.
Mm-hmm.
You don't wanna.
Mm-hmm.
I done seen it all.
Yep.
Been through it, even though it's not my marriage. I've seen it like from like my home perspective, like to not be in a household with both parents is, it's kind of like, I don't want to say it's traumatizing, but it kind of shows you like what you don't want to look for in your partner,
Yeah.
what you don't want in your partner.
Yeah.
So basically that's like it for me. Like once I find the person, I feel like I will know.
Yeah.
I will know for sure, because it's like I don't want to make that mistake.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in a divorce. I don't want to give nobody no money.
Nope.
You ain't getting half of what you ain't getting
No,
half of what I made,
Mm-mm.
No.
and you ain't taking all of my money. I'm
No.
sorry.
No way.
No way.
No way.
For sure. So, speaking of love, have you guys found love? Are you in love? Are you searching for love?
Would you like to go first?
Yeah, sure. I'll go first. I believe I found love in this season. Yeah. I'm in a relationship. We have our share of troubles and struggles and things like that, but we have pushed through it, and I think we're better because of it. So yeah, I believe I have.
That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe I also found love. He's my best friend.
Yeah.
We've had our ups and downs, obviously. We've had the naysayers tell us basically this is not it, but I felt in my spirit that this was it. There was definitely times where I was like, yeah, no, I can't do this. But then it was like, you have to really weigh the pros and cons. Like, can you live without this person?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I was to never see you again, would I be able to be okay with that?
Yeah.
And I realized I was just like, you know what? As much as I can't stand sometimes and just be like, I was just like, I feel better with you in my life. So I was like, I'll just endure it. So yeah.
Yeah. And for sure, everything will not always be peaches and cream.
No.
Like, sometimes people make it seem like everything from the outside
Right.
is all peaches and creams, and behind the doors, it's like it's a living hell. Like, they're fighting to make sure like they stay together. But like, they eventually work it out. Everything is not sweet the whole time. Like, you got to make it last forever. It's like, you got to know, like, can I get through this every single time with that person? Like, can I make it work? Like, not
it's gonna be like that
often.
often. As long as you both want to make it work, you'll find a way to make it work. But once one of you are in the predicament, it's like, nah, I don't want to do this no more. That's when it gets really difficult.
For sure.
Yeah, relationships.
And like, when you've been in the situation where you can tell, like, you gotta wrap it up and go.
Right.
Like, would you guys like just ghost the person, or like,
oh yeah, for
just
sure.
go?
I've done it plenty
of times. Ghost
exactly.
Or just say you both will know too if it's not working, and especially since we're adults. Come to terms with it. Figure it. Go your separate ways. Nobody has time for that. Like, I'm not gonna stay in a situation that I'm miserable in. No, I will never do that. I will never.
Yeah, the thing with ghosting though, if I've ghosted you, I've told you already what the issue is multiple times. You just didn't listen to me. Like, the thing with me is I don't just disappear on people. Like, I've throughout the relationship, family, friends, I've told you the offense. I've told you what you did to make me feel the way I feel. And once I see that this is repeated and you don't care, then I ghost you. Yeah. But I always give people a chance to fix it.
For sure.
I'm not.
I was like in a past situation where I did give the person like multiple chances. Like, I could probably tell you on the more than the count of my fingers, like, I gave you that many chances and you still can't see, like, I don't. After the last time I tell you, I don't want to continue the relationship. Like, stop pursuing whatever you're trying to pursue. Like, I'm about to start ignoring you to the point where it's like, I'm ignoring you now. Like, don't even keep going. Like, and then you keep texting and calling and saying, like, no, it's not gonna work.
Sorry, don't be listening.
Catch the hint. For sure.
Read the room.
Read the room. Yeah. So I would say that kind of wraps up the interview portion.
Okay.
For the next portion, I have something called unscramble that.
Oh.
Sounds
I
interesting.
want to do something a little different over here
Okay.
at Girls Talk Heavy too. You know,
Period.
Uh-huh.
we gotta add the games on here.
All right.
So I will show you a set of letters
Okay.
on my iPad,
Okay.
and you will try to tell me what it is. It is Bible related.
Oh yeah, I was about to say categories. Like,
It is Bible related, so
Okay.
you should be able to get it.
Alrighty.
Ote.
Okay. We all grew up in church,
Yes.
so you better get it.
She's like, y'all better get it right.
Y'all better get it right, because it ain't that hard.
Interesting.
All right. But the first one, I'll show it to you first, Kim. Can you see? See?
Okay.
I'll let them see. Camera 3. There you go. You can see it, Shanelle?
Mm-hmm. Come on, Kim.
On the count of 3. 1, 2.
Wait, is this like an acronym?
Oh, wow.
Is this an acronym for something?
Kim.
Jude.
Good job. Kim.
Unscramble.
The
Unscramble.
letters.
My God, I'm thinking Diju. What's Diju?
Kim.
All right, I'm good. I'm
like,
good now.
I know that's not
I'm
All right.
sitting here like,
All right, Kim.
Jude.
all right, let's go. I got the next one.
You sure?
Maybe.
All right. All right. You can see?
I'm gonna let Shanelle go first because I don't know.
Bible, right?
Yes, they're all Bible.
Oh, Amos.
Yes.
How you say that?
Oh,
Amos.
Didn't see that. Didn't.
Took
Kim.
me a minute. I think they're all scriptures. Keep it like that. They're all scriptures.
Unscramble's not my game.
You could do it.
You could do it, Kim. This one for you. It's not that hard. We show
I
them
know
the-
it. It's not coming to me. Oh Lord. Dang. I know it. I just can't. It's not tip of the tongue. Tip of the
Let me see.
Help her out.
help her.
No, you got this.
No, I know.
Yes, you do. Look at the R. Look at the R.
I don't like unscramble.
All right,
No,
Kim. All right.
Romans, right?
Yes, it is. Romans.
It's okay.
Nah,
Everybody's.
My brain does not work like that.
That's what I say. Everybody's brain is different.
All right, and this the last one
Okay.
for sure.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
Yes.
No, Philippians?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good job, Kim.
Praise the name
Y'all better clap for
of
Kim.
Jesus. Yes.
I got it.
All right, Kim.
Nah, that was
All
rough.
right.
My brain hurt. Oh my God. Wow.
So I would truly say I enjoyed the very first episode
Yay.
of Girls
Yeah,
Talk
it was really
Heavy
fun. I loved
for
it.
sure.
Yeah, it was.
So you guys, I would love for you to check out both Shanelle and Kim's new singles. It's out everywhere. iTunes, Spotify, Instagram, Sound, whatever. It's on there. You could put it on your story. Y'all better tap in, get in tune with the crossover music. And I say y'all are here for a ride for sure.
Yep.
Keep updated with their music and stuff. You guys could follow them at their Instagrams. So go ahead, Shanelle.
Okay, my personal Instagram is ShayKylaXX. My artist page is Shanelle with the S _Kyla _
All right. So my personal Instagram is Crystal_2K CHRISTEL for those, and my music page is Kim_Domage.
Okay. And to keep up with the content for Girls Talk Heavy 2, follow us at Girls Talk Heavy 2 on Instagram. Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
This day that God has given me, I'm not gonna waste this joy deep down inside me. I'm not gonna shake. Been stressed for so long, so stuck in my own way. So I'ma enjoy this moment. It's the day that the Lord has made. Nothing to see, nothing top down. thought I wanna die. Blood dripping from my arm, just wanna feel inside. Too afraid to open up, so I'd rather hide. Man, I'm just so grateful that I made it this far. Almost thought I had to call my mama in a cop car. Betty's everything for me and everything I need. I would be nothing if you didn't give me no reason to be.